YouTube. Yeehaw doggy. I'm doubly excited tonight for the double duo that you see sitting in front of you. We had talked a little bit about stouts, peanut butter stouts. I don't know if it was the last video or the video before, but goodness gracious. Elite Exotics came through. If you guys don't follow them on YouTube, please go do that. Follow them on Instagram as well. So kindly sent a care package of peanut butter stout from Belching Beaver Brewery. Elite Exotics is in California. Are these guys in California? I think they are. Yes, Oceanside, California. So this beer comes in, I believe, at a 5.5, and hopefully this will prove out to be just a fantastic. Oh, there we go.
Hey, some lighting.
We're pretty good about keeping you guys in the dark on most things. Today we will turn the lights on though, so you don't have to struggle that much. I don't expect this video to be crazy long. We have a couple clutches that we're going to look at. One of them is quite big, though. Again, Elite Exotics. Thanks for the stickers as well, my friend. Really appreciate it. Again, if you guys don't follow them on YouTube and Instagram, definitely go do that. And let's take a look at this one. There's that fancy glass right there, too. Pretty dark. I wouldn't quite say motor oil, but it's a classic stout. Oh, it smells yummy. Yeah, that smells really nice. Now, the only thing better than smelling a peanut butter stout
is tasting it.
Is if you drink one and it tastes just like peanut butter. And then sometimes you get chocolate just from the stout body itself. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, that's real good. You get the beer, like your first hit is like stout, but like a sweet creamy stout. And then like a second and a half, 2 seconds later, you get the peanut butter punch. It comes in, it's like, oh yeah, there it is.
You get that like Reese's peanut butter cup.
Well, yeah, you start
flavor.
to look for it. You're like, okay, I thought this was
There it is.
There it is. Yeah. So, thanks you.
Thanks
See,
you.
that's the first drink. Thanks you. And it's just the way I talk. Thank you very much, Elite Exotics. Really appreciate it. Definitely follow. Give these guys a follow for sure. And so this evening we're going to look at a couple clutches. You guys are kind of lucky.
My bad. I'm falling behind here.
Kind of lucky because one of them, Matt's clutch, pretty much all shed out. So we'll take a look at that. That was the Jigsaw to the OD Fire. There's 2 or 3 animals that haven't shed or are in halfway shed. And then we will definitely take a look at the Minnie clutch, and I'll show you what's going on there. There's a little bit of sadness in that clutch right now. But we'll kind of, I guess, whatever. We'll just deal with that when we get there. So,
oh, go ahead. All right, and no problem, Elite. Thank you for the beer. Definitely appreciate it for sure.
Oh, this is fair. Yeah, this is an all-day drinker. You could just.
Yeah, and this is even extra better tonight because I was going to be I started fasting a couple days ago.
So intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
And tonight I came with nothing to drink because I'm trying not to drink any.
That's not true. He has hot herbal tea.
Just because the alcohol slows down the effects of the fasting.
But
so
he must apparently really like to have 2 tea bags near his mouth when he drinks, because there are definitely 2 tea bags in his cup.
And then Jim reminded me, "Oh, your favorite flavor is peanut butter," and I couldn't go without it. So I'll have to start over.
So we're gonna switch roles real quick.
Yep.
We'll go through Matt's first, and then we'll go to the sadness clutch.
And yeah, sure, Dave. We once we get through everything, I'll bring the snake up so you can take a look.
Yeah, Mason, I guess tea is good. What's up, Chris? Welcome, man. Haven't seen you around in a minute. A little bit on Instagram here and there. What's up, Leon? Welcome, Dave. Reggie's Urban Jungle. What's going on, brother?
So I'll show you the ones that have
Bud is good. Yeah, so we got handfuls here. Beer is better.
Oh, this one's
Doc's Deep South. What's going on, sir? Welcome.
So, our two snakes that have not shed, we have a normal and an OD Fire.
Yeah, and we typically, what's going on, Mark? We typically, I guess a lot of guys kind of do this. Start from the bottom and go up. Oh, dude, God bless you, man. Cleaning rats is a burdensome job, but, if you're going to do this in any grandeur style or any voluminous type of thing, you kind of got to breed your own stuff. Otherwise, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's something I look forward to every day, cleaning rats.
What'd you talk about with us?
Yeah, so OD Fire, normal. This, a normal.
Don't think you have to do that for a normal.
Girl.
That was a female.
This was a female? Alright. Jim already sexed that one.
Very minimal deal this week. I don't know what that means.
So, still working our way up.
Yeah, Chris, I actually got a couple really nice things up on Morph, and we have some stuff that has, hit enough meals last week. I've just been a little preoccupied with some household chores that I wanted to get done, so they haven't been posted, but we can definitely have a conversation.
Yeah, and I have my SK and head SK stuff, but they just went into shed, so I don't have any new photos of them yet. So once they shed, I'll get them up. So we have a fire. This was a boy.
What's going on, Melina?
Yep, boy. Boop, boop.
He slows you down. Yeah, it's good to have them involved though a little bit. They get used to it, and once he gets familiar enough, once he gets some size on him, he'll be a solid rat wrangler for sure. Yeah, like Leon said, we every time we get within 15 subscribers, we tend to go backwards. Like 5, and then we gain 1 or 2. So I think last week we were at like 15. This week we're at 18 or 17, something like that. To give away a pair of double hets, albino pieds, male and female. So 1.1.
We got ourselves here a pinstripe.
Don't you look at my finger.
And this one definitely not like the pinstripe that we have up in the rack. This actually has all the lines still going down and attaching towards the belly.
Yep.
And even up by the head, you get a little.
Yeah,
little
pretty
keyhole.
classic up there. It starts to break down a little bit toward the middle and down toward the tail, but definitely nothing like the super pin that we did the OD Fire to earlier in the season. Yeah, nice male. The hemipinge.
The hemipinge. And now we'll move up from that pinstripe to a pair of fire pins. Major color difference. Like so dark, and that fire just brings in so much of that not bronzy, but
yeah, it really just lightens it up.
Yeah. Looks really good. They got the same classic. A little reduced. They're getting a little bit of the reduced stuff from Mom.
Yeah.
But not as heavy as what she produced, like what she looks like.
For sure. And Doc, I was convinced my son was going that direction as well. The only toys he would really play with growing up for the longest time, another male, were animal toys. We had every farm animal under the planet, and he had this huge toy chest, and the only thing that was in there was just animals and dinosaurs, and you just kind of name it. So I was pretty convinced that he was going to be a veterinarian, and he's not that far away from the sciences. So he's a corpsman in the Navy, but he's definitely not taking care of animals.
And this here is a fire jigsaw. The reduced pattern that Mom had definitely did not show up in this one.
And you can see the stacking of the with the Mojave and the fire starting to blow out these lines here. It looks starting to look really cool. And the pinnacle of this clutch, we'll see it gets even blown out even more.
And then this is...
Yeah, that's true. And I know for the amount of school that you guys go to, the annual income that you guys typically make is kind of surprising for the amount of college you have to pay for and time and effort that you're putting into things.
Totally skipped over this one.
You definitely have to love it to be a vet.
And this is a...
What's going on, Mike?
A fire Mojave. Were you saying possible OD?
Yeah, this is possible OD. I mean, I looked at it through the camera. I'm like, oh no, that's OD. And then I look back at its head, and I'm like, and some of the blushing, this is possibly an OD Fire Mojave. It's got the blushing that the OD brings in with this. This is the first time. Now, I've made Mojave ODs in the past, however, never with the fire mixed in. And you lose sometimes some of that orange saturation, but you can see that head there. That is just really, really nice looking. A lot of good oranges in there, and then just a lot of blush marks coming up all over the place. Yeah, exactly. And to me, I mean, to get your doctorate and then focus on animals for another 4 years, so you're like specializing. So if you were treating humans, you'd be making in the $200,000 to $300,000 a year point, and to be 52. What's going on, Steve? We have not even cut the clutch yet. We are going through the past couple clutches. So this one we're looking at here is an OD Fire to a jigsaw or a Mojave pinstripe. And we're going to take a look at the Minnie clutch. These were cut last week, and let you guys take a look at those. We've kind of gone through most of these, if not all of them. And then we're going to get into cutting some eggs. So we're probably about 15, maybe 10, 15 minutes from doing that. What's going on, Dan? Welcome.
This one decided to go to the bathroom, so we'll have to wait a second.
Yeah, I agree with you, Elite. There's a lot of fire in this clutch.
Oh, there's a bunch.
It's kind of funny. There's really only a couple animals with Orange Dream that we can tell, but definitely a lot of fire got dealt out here. The last clutch that I had, which was almost the same pairing minus the Mojave, there was a ton of OD in that one, and I guess you just never know what you're going to get. So this is the pinnacle of the clutch. What do you got here?
This is an OD Fire jigsaw or OD Fire Mojave pinstripe.
Yeah.
This is a boy. He's going to stay here. I got a couple girls planned for him. But
you want to pull out that fire one?
Yeah.
What's going on, Interstellar? Thank you very much. Thanks, Shannon.
So that's what we looked at earlier. This is our fire jigsaw.
Yeah, so we were talking about how the fire started to open up these lines, make all this gapping in here and adding some of that orange color. And then you can see the OD has a tendency to do more of the same. So it's really pulled away all the vertical lines here, opened up these dorsal lines a ton, and just added a massive amount of color. This animal just looks fantastic. And this is a male, correct? Or
it is a male.
It is a male. So probably not our best choice, by sex ratio, but we definitely have enough girls stacked up where he can definitely go to work and
get a few breedings in.
Yeah, put some of those really nice genes to work. Thank you. Thanks, Doc.
And that is the final one of that clutch. So that's everybody in there, and it seems like I got a bunch of boys in that one.
Yeah, the ratio was not in your favor.
Not at all.
Mm. See, now that I go back to that beer, you get a lot of it in the nose. What's going on? Apply pressure. We just reviewed the Jigsaw to Orange Dream clutch. We're going to take a quick look. You know, I kind of feel the same way, Doc. I started off, I picked up some Spider stuff because I didn't know better, basically. And there's nothing wrong with Spider. Absolutely nothing wrong with Spider. And we have stuff, I have it in males, I have it in females. But as my collection grows, the males that I pick up have to be able to put in work. And for me, if I'm going to buy a male, you know, I'm not buying a male for one girl. He's going to have to be able to breed to at least 4 or 5 girls. With that said, I don't necessarily want 4 or 5 clutches of Spider every year, or to have 2 males with Spider and have to really throw around that much Spider. And if you do get wobbles and you're culling animals and all that, like, I just don't want to deal with it. So, you know, I have it in females, and the girls I'll keep because I can shelf them. If I don't want to breed them a year, they can skip. It's okay. They're, you know, going to cost me, you know, 10 rats a year or whatever to maintain them. I'm fine with that because most of them tend to go off feed for 3 or 4 months anyway. So maybe a few more than 10 rats. But in a male's got to, you know, put his work in. And for me, yeah, just I just don't want Spider in a male if I can help it. I'll breed him a few times, get what I'm looking for out of him, and then he'll be done.
Dan's like, you have more hair than he does.
I do right now.
which is weird because usually Jim doesn't have that much hair.
All right, so the pairing, and you might want to write this down because it is a crazy mouthful. So the pairing is Minnie. Minnie is a Pastel Enchy Leopard Ivory, 66% Hetfer Pied, and the male was a Pastel Enchy Leopard Yellow Belly Het Pied. So theoretically, everything should be minimally 50% Het Pied. I think we are going more 66, and the rest is just a bunch of craziness. So this is a male. This is one of the only males, the only male in the clutch. And what I know this to be is a Pastel Leopard Yellow Belly. But because the busyness is so ridiculous, I believe this will end up proving out to be a Super Leopard. There's just so much going on here. This, you know, I have Crazy Leopard, but it's not this crazy. So this is on another steroidal level. So I can't guarantee that it's a Super Leopard. And, you know, Justin had shown that like Super Leopards have different bellies. But with Pastel and Yellow Belly in the mix, and then it being a Pos Het, you know, I don't know how much that would impact the belly, but this pattern is literally just off the chain ridiculous. With
that's crazy right
the
there.
granity stuff, and then you get down toward the tail and have some more, you know, usually it breaks down at the tail, and this is just really, really strong pattern all the way to the end. So I'm pretty confident that this will be a Super Leopard. This very well may be Super Pastel, so we may be looking at a Super Pastel Leopard, Super Leopard Yellow Belly, Pos Het, or 66% Het for pied. But that head is really super clear, so that is more than likely a super pastel leopard, possible Super Leopard Yellow Belly.
I was looking to see if you get any eye stripe, like widening at all. Yeah, not really much.
No, but that head is like super, super clean.
Yeah. And that was a boy or girl?
This is a male. This is the only male here. This guy will be available. Whoa,
Oop, you get a little bit of. Is that the girl? That's a girl.
Maybe it is a girl. So maybe we have all girls. Ah.
No, Enchi doesn't look like it.
I don't see it in the head, and I'll show you why as we kind of move up and along.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, it definitely looks really cool. Looks like this whole clutch is freaking awesome.
So here's just some more ridiculousness. So again, this animal is at least pastel Enchi leopard yellow belly. There's another level of something going on here. I don't know if it's super leopard. I don't know if there's, it really isn't like
any super Enchi
here based on the head strap. And we have another one that we'll look at. It's definitely not ivory. So, but it comes all the way around, and there's a lot of color that just follows all the way to the belly line.
Definitely a high chance of being a possible heifer pied with that color.
The color, there is some tracks. Again, when you stack this many genes on there, the track game kind of really gets, I wouldn't say eliminated, but it really gets influenced a lot by the volume of genes that you got in there. But again, these animals, none of these animals have even shed yet. So keep that in mind as you look at these. These are very, very dull animals. So this picture you're looking at right now that looks like it's glowing, once this thing sheds, it's going to be a totally another level of craziness.
Somebody's saying, Trade Winds was saying it looks like a Lucha Libre mask.
Yeah, and you can almost see the little mini, it almost has like the little mini head stamp going on there. If there was another level of yellow belly on here, that would tighten it up that bottom piece, and that would look more mini-ish or mini-esque.
Jim can talk to you more about it offline if you want, Dave.
What's that?
He says, is it hold back or can he call dibs?
The two that I just showed will be available. They are both girls. The next three are not available. This is the first holdback of the clutch. This is a Minnie on steroids here. So you can see pretty much the same dorsal stripe, same kind of really intense tail pattern. A lot of these colors are, believe it or not, starting to subdue because of them going into shed. But what I believe this is a pastel Enchi super leopard ivory 66 het for pied. Again, Minnie doesn't have all this crazy broken upness down along the bottom. And I think that may be the super leopard that's kind of adding that in. And then, this belly is just like totally blown out. So the ivory just really washes every bit of everything away on the belly. So you really can't see much of anything. But one complete dorsal stripe from the head all the way to the tail. And that tail is just crazy.
Yeah.
Craziness. But definitely, the head has changed from Minnie as far as color. So this may end up proving to be, it could be a super pastel as well. I don't know. But I do have a Minnie. So when we're done with this, we can look at a straight Minnie, which is the pastel Enchi leopard ivory. And let you guys kind of contrast and compare. It does have some back straps here. They do faintly connect, but yeah, it's tough. This is a girl. She'll stay here, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I don't remember. Did we ever blacklight Minnie when she was a baby? At all? Just to see what she looks like under a blacklight, just for the heck of it?
Nope. I mean, she had a lot of pattern and color. I never bothered with that.
Elite was saying glow in the dark, but it would look pretty sweet under a blacklight.
Yeah, I have one. I mean, it's something we can do. All right, so this one is Miss Craziness here, but not the most craziness. But this is just another level off the wall. So this one I believe to be a pastel super Enchi leopard ivory. And the super inchy, that's fine. They're fine. Just like the super inchy is really the way this ties behind the head. It pulls the sides, the eye stripes together behind the head here. It's not always a given on any pairing. So if you don't have inchy on both sides and you're seeing this, it could be something else that's going on. But the pattern and the colors that are coming in down here on this girl are just crazy. The yellows are coming in, the purples are ridiculous. The 2 levels of inchy on this girl are just proven like ludicrous here. I can see, I don't know if you guys can see some of this, but there are like colored flames that are going to be here inside of these purple bands. This animal is just like,
and it's like just little blops of purple.
Yeah, this one is just like off the chain. This is just like total insanity.
Bonkers.
Here. Bonkers, yeah. And there's a lot of purple here. I can't wait for these to shed to see what they're going to look like. Just, oh, man almighty. Yeah, they're all trying to get away and perch.
All right, now the
creme de la creme of the clutch.
The golden child.
And I'm glad you're on, Doc. So maybe we can pick your brain a little bit about some of your education. So you'll have to reach way back into your genetics classes to really be able to help with this. But this here,
oh yeah,
this animal, I believe, is everything that was in the mix, because I can see it and it changes all over the place. So it is a paradox, yes. So you can have a paradox without having a stop climbing away. Without having a chimera, but you can't. Like a chimera is a level of paradox. I believe this animal is a chimera. However, it has the ivory breaking in and out. It has regular kind of pattern here with certain level of color. And then as you get back here, it gets brighter or not as dark. So up here you can see you're almost black. Back here you're really light, almost like a chocolate color. And then this is a pied saddle. So I don't know if that's going to pick it up, but you can see how you get all this checkering around the sides and it wraps all the way to the belly. This is a classic lightning pattern from leopard when you see them in the pied saddles. There's some more. Here's another pied saddle.
You get those orange traces around
So again,
it.
the yellow belly or ivory is really bringing in a lot of checkery thing going on here. Again, more of this leopard stuff. And then almost a little bit up by where the head starts. It's that same color. It kind of looks like a piedness. But then you get a clear break. You go into this dark pattern, and then it lightens up, and then you go to ivory, and then it goes back. I mean, this animal is just like off the chain ludicrous. The only other one that I've seen that's relatively similar is Skittles. That's on Morph Market for an astronomical amount of money. This female is just like out of control, crazy.
Mason was saying world's first pied chimera.
Yeah, I think it may be just the chimerism that is forcing the expression of like every gene that's in play. But that goes way beyond, like, I'm a nurse and I took genetics, but that goes way beyond my level of genetics. She just looks crazy. Crazy. Yeah, and you can see that's the skin starting starting to change already, getting ready to shed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
She's going
just on a for a pure marketing basis and also a genetic basis. What's going on, Joe? Welcome. So genetically, to breed this girl, I mean, the first thing she'll see will be a visual pied male, probably with some combo in it, just to see if I can get pieds out of her. So if these saddles are truly pied saddles, then theoretically, She is also visual pied. If that happens to be the case, and I breed her to a visual pied male, I should be able to produce a clutch of whatever she has genetically, like incomplete dominant, and whatever the male has, obviously in a mix, that's a whole pied clutch. So, we got a couple years to grow her out, see what happens. And
Doc just gave us some feedback.
yeah.
He says Chimera is thought to be 2 embryos combined, therefore you get the mixed genetics, while Paradox is an aberrant piece of genotype. Also, I was going to say, could 2 snakes ago be a no white pied?
2 snakes ago.
That one that was this one here?
I don't know which one was 2 ago. So it's either one of these 2.
Those, or are you talking about the ones that were non-ivories?
No, I think this was 1 ago, and this was 2 ago.
What a sick clutch, guys. Justin saying like snakes. Asphalt pied would be almost perfect. That was from Dave. The one with the yellow going to the belly. That was this guy here. Or not that one, but this one here. Like all the yellow going down to this one here you're talking about? The stuff all going down to the edges there.
I don't see...
that's the one he's talking about.
Okay. I don't see... So usually with pied, even if it's all white, you get... It's a different pattern than what you would see here. The dorsal definitely is more broken up. And then, that is a ringer. But along the belly, the color to the belly scales there is usually more aberrant and inconsistent or irregular, if you will. These just, I don't believe this is a pied. But if somebody buys her and breeds her and she proves it, I'll be pissed. But it just that'll be, their gain and my loss, I guess. But yeah, she looks good. She definitely has, has some markers there with the ringer and stuff. There is one more animal to look at, and there is some sadness with this clutch, and that's this here. So this is a super pastel. From what I can tell with this is a super pastel ivory leopard or Enchi, maybe super Enchi, and it's got some ringers trying to break through, but the belly
didn't heal,
just hasn't healed right. You can see there's some strange, I don't want to call it a mutation, but it just didn't form properly up here.
A little deformity.
So it didn't close good. I think this will close. There's no kink, so I think this animal will be good as far as being able to digest and stuff. It's just that it's just not going to have a smooth, slithering look to it. It's going to be very constricted because of the way that closure is.
Yeah.
And hasn't closed yet, so it's been a minute.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do 2 things. I want to show 2 more animals real quick. So I want to show.
And for your snake, Dave, I'll show it after we do the cutting.
So this is a Minnie. So this is a Pastel Enchi Leopard Ivory. This girl is Pastel pied, so 50% het for pied. Pretty classic head stamp. Pretty, for a Minnie, that's a pretty standard pattern. You get this crazy neon highlighter dorsal stripe with the purples on either side. This one does have like a lot of aberrancy up and down the sides. It almost looks pied-ish, to be honest.
Doc said she was close. He would suture it up.
Yeah. I got stuff I can bring home from the OR, and I could give it a run, but it is healing pretty good. It's just not healing fast, and I appreciate that. I really do. So this girl, there was no other pieds proven in here. Man, do you see what I'm seeing?
color yellow.
It's just jagged.
Mm.
I don't know. I posted this girl on Morph Market.
She looks
So
good.
she is available. And I didn't notice that those look like pied marks, almost saddles there. But anyway, everything else on her looks pretty straightforward as far as a pied goes.
Highlighter yellow, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. This animal just looks amazing.
And already getting some good size on her too.
Yeah, she is. She's a horse, a cow, a pig. She eats real good. All right.
And this one that finally shed.
So you're gonna run into anomalies when you're breeding almost anything, especially snakes and ball pythons. So we are tonight cutting clutch 18.
I think so, yeah.
So clutch 6, which was May 17th. I had one snake that wouldn't shed. So I kept her, on wet paper towel. Everybody else went to their bins. They're eating 1 meal, 2 meals, 3 meals, and I still hadn't fed her because she hadn't shed. I'm like, well, I'm going to move her over. I moved her over onto chip, kept it really wet. She started eating. Okay, so she eats great. However, she just shed. This is a May 17th animal that just shed. So this is a Cinnamon Enchi Orange Dream. And I don't know if you guys remember her, but this girl was complete neon colors when she hatched. And she just looks fantastic. Yeah, flames for days. No yellow belly in the mix at all. Nice, really like salmon peach. I don't know if you can see the salmon peach toward the bottom. Your stuff, I think, looks pretty orange. But like really orange up top, salmon peach to the bottom as it fades out to yellow. Just a lot of great flaming. And then you always got to look at the tails. Like, holy goodness. I love the tails. And then just the little tip is just the tip.
That's what she said.
Yep, just the tip. And we'll come up to the head here. So pretty classic for cinnamon. Really blushed out. Looks really good.
No, Chris, we have not not cut yet.
Yeah, this is the last animal we're going to cut right now, though.
Yeah, Doc, the colors are just crazy on that one.
All right. So
I'm kind of jealous. All the OD.
Oh, we didn't show the clowns. Maybe another video.
Yeah, we'll have a cutting, and when we show.
Yeah, but your cutting's not for like a while.
2 weeks.
Yeah, so they'll be. Well, we can still show them later. So I've until this year I've really struggled with recessives. I can hit incomplete dominance like crazy. Actually, I'll keep this over here. And I usually I have great luck with the incomplete dominant stuff, and I almost always not always, but more often than not, I hit what I'm after when it comes to incompletes. Oh. However, with recessives, not so much.
No, not getting dizzy. I was just doing some visual effects.
Visual effects.
Do you want to grab the marker and I can take a tally on how many recessive people are we believe in this?
We can do a little guess. So, we always do some kind of guess here. So everybody kind of posts down there in the bottom, and we have 6 eggs. I'm gonna number them. Well, we don't have to number them, but like
I said 2.
Give us a guess of how many
Sorry, Mason.
Visual recessives we're gonna see. So how many desert ghosts do you believe we're gonna hit out of this 6 egg clutch? So I can hit 1, I can hit another. So the pairing for everybody else, or if you don't know, is a super pastel het desert ghost unproven female to a Firefly Leopard het desert ghost also unproven, but from Justin. So I'm pretty confident that at least that animal is carrying those genes. The female I was a bit suspect for, and however, as of late, that breeder, because she showed up skinny and long, so she hadn't been eating well for a while. We did, through much effort, get her up to weight and size, and she gave us 6 eggs on her first year, but she had been here forever. But I was also seeing on Instagram that the breeder that I bought her from is producing, Desert Ghost stuff. So that made me hopeful that we'll be able to hit some visual stuff here. And who knows? You still got stuff coming in?
I think that finished.
Have to clutch. Dude, I would love to hit. I'll send, we'll figure out some other part somehow. Maybe we'll just do what will happen, because it's live. What happens once this thing closes down and it goes, it posts out, it loads out, takes close to 24 hours. But once it posts out, if we hit 3 visual Desert Ghosts in this clutch tonight, if you come back to the video and you comment, I'll go through a random comment picker and I'll pick a winner and I'll send them a t-shirt. So the max guess here is 3 visual Desert Ghosts. If I cut 3 visual Desert Ghosts or more, if you come back to this video once it posts out, you like the video and make your comment, I don't even care what you comment, we'll do a random comment picker and we'll send somebody a t-shirt.
Welcome, Lou.
Lou Balls, what's going on?
All right.
I'm excited, but it didn't look very reserved. But, what do you think? I checked all these earlier. I can feel all the snakes in here. These guys all feel good. The snakes kind of all push back. That one?
That one.
Oh, that was like a...
Oh, yeah, I closed my eyes and pointed.
All right.
We're doing good, Lou.
Here we go. Now, I've never produced a visual Desert Ghost, so I won't even know what in God's name this would look like.
Maybe like that?
Probably like that. Super... Yeah, that's not a Firefly, and that's not a regular super pastel.
Yep, Interstellar said there's one.
Yep, so that's probably a super pastel, at least a super pastel Desert Ghost, from what I can tell. Will that have? That may have fire in it as well. Oh, so that's one down. So both animals just proved right there.
A Superfly Desert Ghost, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, because it is like almost white. You see that over here under here? Look at the dorsal.
It's like the white.
That's a super pastel fire Desert Ghost. That's my guess.
Woo! 1 of 3. Let's go.
1 of 3. Come on, 2 more so I can send somebody a t-shirt.
Man, that was a pretty good blind pick.
Yeah, man. I gotta pick the next one. And this is where, I don't know, see if we prove this out, or... Oh, I'm excited now.
First egg proves it out.
Well, when you buy a head. When you go 3 years and you buy a het animal from, like a known breeder, a really well-known breeder, and you breed that animal 3 years in a row to a visual of the same gene, and you don't get any, it's frustrating. And then, you grow up tri-stripes, and you breed them, and you get nothing.
That is definitely not a Desert Ghost.
Is it definitely not a Desert Ghost?
It don't look Desert Ghostish.
I don't know. I don't know. It's I don't know what like a pastel Desert Ghost would look like in an egg. It's not just pastel. It don't look as bright as a Firefly.
Yeah, I'll get it nice and close for you guys.
I mean, to me, that almost looks like pastel Desert Ghost.
It's suspect.
Yeah, it's definitely suspect, that's for sure. So possibly, not definitively.
Hey, Jim actually made a bloody mess this time.
Yeah, that's... Well,
he's a little nervous.
I don't know, dude. That looks like DG to me. That looks like a pastel DG.
It could be.
I think it is. All right, you can pick one. Your turn. You picked the craziness last time. Like, how do you top that? It can only have leopard in it. That one? All right.
Yeah, you have a few people saying it looks Desert Ghost.
Yeah. I agree with him. I think it's a Pastel Desert Ghost.
What's up, Max? Woo! What did I pick this time?
I think this is a Firefly Leopard, though. I don't know that. I don't know that that's DG.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It does have a little bit different look, and that's what that is. That is a Firefly Leopard. It looks very, very similar to Pop's.
good crazy pattern. Looks
But
good.
still, if it's well, we've proved out DG, so that's a
So
66er.
66. Yep. Just gonna go with that one. That first one's just so crazy white everywhere.
I'm just so happy. It don't matter.
Yeah, no, Interstellar. I agree. That one's definitely not DG. That one. Oh, that's DG.
That is.
That's
That's
DG.
definitely DG.
Yeah, it's got very similar color to Mom, or not Mom, but the Pastel Desert Ghost that you do have.
Yeah.
After the first shed, yeah. So I'll have to wait until the first shed, kind of get a good. Oh,
Yeah, so-
I guess I'm not picking.
Oh, you pick your egg. So at this point, anyway, there are definitely 3 animals that are suspect.
I'll pick the one you didn't choose.
Okay. So you definitely want to come back and comment on.
Interstellar's like 3 visuals. I wear an extra large.
The good thing is I have everybody's size in stock, and I have every color you want in stock. It doesn't matter. So what we'll do, you'll come back to this video once it posts out, because we definitely have 3 that are suspect that I think will end up proving out DG. So come back to this video when it loads out. You can make your comment and whatever, and then the winner will go to our website, and on our website we have all our gear. You can pick one of the shirts, any color, you know, whether it's, and we have gray logo, black logo. Do we have red logo stuff?
Oh no, we don't.
Anyway, you can pick a shirt, your color.
Dad's
whatever
like purple.
colored shirt. If it's out there, we can make it.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you know what? You can tell me any shirt color you want with with either a gray, black,
Or red.
or possibly red logo on it, and we'll have it made for you. How about that?
That sounds good. All right. This is the one I picked. What did I pick? Ooh.
That's Desert Ghost too.
Look at that. Look how clear that head is.
So everything is guaranteed to be
That's the 4th.
is guaranteed to be pastel. This is super pastel. You know what's interesting though? Oh, well, this one's leopard. There's only the one. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, so one that's not very like suspect.
So pastel Desert Ghost and super pastel fire Desert Ghost.
And then what's that one?
I don't know. I think one of these may be a pastel DG and one may be a fire DG, or something of that.
We'll find out once we
Of
get a
that
better
lake.
view.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna definitely have to come out and shed, so we won't truly know. But yeah, there's definitely, you know, I've made enough super pastels in this short time that is not just a super pastel.
Look over everybody while he's kind of doing his last little snip over here. And we'll come back. And what do we got?
Last one. Here we go.
Firefly?
I don't know. It's duller than a Firefly.
Pastel?
I don't know. I want to say DG, but I also know that the odds are definitely not something I would see where I would get 5 out of 4.
5 out of 6.
That may whatever.
5 out of 4.
Might get out of 5 out of 4.
5 out of 4 eggs.
I have a math education, man. I don't know. Pastel.
Yeah, maybe.
Pastel DG. I'm not sure, but
Once everything comes out, sheds a little bit.
kind of close. Oh, they're all kind of close. It looks,
Yeah.
it looks like it too. Yeah, I don't know, but there's definitely 2 clear desert ghosts in here. A super pastel DG, a super pastel fire DG.
Yeah, I told Jim that his luck has changed, and he was going to be hitting recessives before we cut this clutch.
When I talked to you earlier, you said 2.
2. Well,
And there's
definitely
more than 2. I don't know.
Between this clutch and the clown clutch that he got, I would say he's definitely made up for some of the recessives that he didn't hit.
I don't know about making up, but it's hard to make up for
for years.
3 years of zeros. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm just happy that she proved out. I really don't care how many I hit. It's just nice to know for sure that the het girl you have is actually carrying the gene. So when you put something to her, it should clearly produce. So next year, if she goes, I have plans for a pastel chocolate GHI het desert ghost to go to her. So I guess the best in that clutch would be super pastel chocolate GHI desert ghost stuff. So
That's truly your call, Dave. It's up to you.
what's that?
He's all, should he cut a clutch tonight or tomorrow?
Oh, I don't know. Depends how they feel. Do the snakes push back? If they push back and they're good, and that's the date, I'm get it done. I was talking to another breeder earlier today, and they were candling the eggs, and they were a little nervous because they didn't see a lot of vein growth at day 50, and we're kind of asking the same thing, like, what do I do? Should I cut them or should I leave them be? I'm like, well, when you candled them, were they moving around? If they were moving, it's, I would expect at day 50 to start see some vein reduction depending on your temps in your incubator. So if you're candling them and the snakes are moving around, that to me tells me they're healthy. And they could, because when you candle, like if you come down here and you candle this snake, I mean, there's very little veins in here. So this animal, even though it's been in the incubator the same amount of time, is almost done. We look at this one. This one has almost nothing left.
Yep.
And these guys are perfectly fine. And then you come over to this one, and this one just has a ton of vein growth still there. So he'll probably be she will probably be one of the last ones out of the egg, because there's probably some yolk underneath that animal that it still has to soak up. So, you can look at these. There's almost no veins in some of them, so they're going to pop out of these eggs probably in a couple days once they go back in the incubator. So if you're candling eggs that are well developed, chances are you aren't going to see a lot of vein development. So, day 50 and you don't have veins is not a really big concern for me. If you're candling and you should be able to see maybe with a little poke, a little touch, you'll see the eggs move. I don't even check them anymore, to be honest. We've done enough clutches where, they're going to go or they're not. And if they're not going to go and they're that unhealthy or that undeveloped, getting into an egg at day 50 may or may not make much difference. However, I would still attempt and try. So, that said, if I notice stuff far enough away, and I've kind of developed an eye looking at them through, these clear plastic tubs, I can tell that the eggs look really hard or over sunken in. And if that's the case, then I'll get in there and, as you guys saw a few clutches ago, I cut a clutch 3 or 4 days early because I was a little concerned about them being dehydrated inside the egg. And the eggs, when I pulled them out, were very hard and not really leathery like you're used to, but there was still enough, amniotic fluid, if that's the right term, inside the eggs that they were actually fine. I ended up giving them a little bit of extra water inside, so they were good and hydrated. and they all did pretty well. But yeah, so at least 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 6. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than a het-to-het.
No, not at all.
And that may be a Firefly DG.
Yeah, that one looks good.
It's got a lot of crazy blushing on it. Yeah, we'll see.
Take a couple.
That's got
shots.
leopard for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just one leopard, maybe. Yeah. At least she proved. That's really all I care about is that she proved. We're good to go, and I still got a little bit of peanut butter beer left. Woo! Cheers. So so the next live for us. So we're gonna have to scramble to get content for next week, which I may end up doing a recorded review of the clown stuff because you guys didn't get to see that yet, and probably come back to the mini stuff once they're shed, and we'll turn that into like a review video for those 2 clutches. And then the following week, we'll have to determine the day. So definitely, keep track of us on Instagram. And Matt has a clutch coming that he's going to cut. So we'll have another live stream going for that. So about 2 weeks from today, roughly, give or take. And we'll be doing another live cutting here and see what we have.
Yep. Can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you grab the black pastel head SK for Dave? You wanted to see her.
Black.
Right middle it says Dave on the bin. Like right over there. Yep.
Yeah, so this is a good sized girl here.
This is your snake, Dave. So this is a black pastel.
100% het for SK.
And she weighs...
Yeah, that's a great start right there.
Yeah, she looks good.
Mm-hmm.
So, our next cutting...
20th?
Yep, Monday, July 20th is going to be a pastel lesser yellow belly to a mahogany albino.
I want to show off another snake. This little dude, in a matter of time, he's little right now, but he's going to be putting in some hardcore work. This is a pastel GHI red stripe, 100% het for clown. This boy, ooh, doggy, I can't wait. I got some spot nose visual girls from him, some inchy girls for him, a pastel fader girl from him, for him.
Yes, Chris, we still have that snake too. We can bring that one out.
What's
the super pastel, super cine.
Yeah, that's a female. She will be available. I was gonna.
You not keeping her?
Nah, I was gonna, but she is a pas het for ghost as well. Possible yellow belly. This one was a holdback. Let me grab her. She's a hog too. That girl, you just put it in the cage and she eats.
Take care, Doc. Appreciate all the
input.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for swinging by. I appreciate it. Here's some craziness right there. How's that? Woo! So at least so the pairing is an Enchy cinnamon pastel to an Enchy cinnamon pastel yellow belly. So with Enchy and cinnamon being allelic, you can either get super cinnies, super Enchies,
Night, Dan.
or cinnamons. Take care, Dan. Thanks for swinging in. You can't get a super Enchy super cinny or a super Enchy cinnamon or a super cinny Enchy. So this being a super cinnamon, this is a super pastel, super cinnamon, possible yellow belly, pas het for ghost. She's crazy. Who would have thought with a double dose of cinnamon that you could kind of make a white snake?
I know, right?
And I'm telling you, the camera, probably because of the stainless, is making
Making it
her a lot darker than what she really is. Here, let me bring this back real quick.
There we go.
That's a little. That fixes the contrast. That's more accurate. There we are. So, this head, I love that head. And then she just looks like she's been sandblasted. Yeah, she looks pretty good.
Yeah, she does.
Let's see what else I have. So this would be a brother. So this is a pastel super cinnamon, possible yellow belly, Pastel for ghost. So you can see that there's a crazy difference of what one dose of pastel does. Yeah, they both came out really, really nice. I actually like his head pattern a little bit more. And you see all this pixelation kind of down the back. This is going to look really, really good as he puts on size. And he starts dark and goes lighter toward the back end. And he's pretty cool. So, you know, depending if you needed a boy or a girl, there's a couple super cinis there that'll be available. I think they got their meals in this week.
Mm-hmm.
No, one more. So this girl's actually had 3 meals. Again, she's a hog. She'll just keep eating, and she ate leftover. And this guy has had a meal per week. He eats fine as well, and would probably eat more if I gave it to him. Hey!
Ooh! Jim got tagged.
What else are we looking at? This looked pretty good. This is one you were talking about. This is a boy. If you like orange, probably not like the other one, but a cinnamon inchy yellow belly male. Yeah, that's some serious color right there. This is the same clutch. So Pastel for ghost. Nice checkering coming down the belly there. All this orange flaming from the yellow belly.
You're saying he wants a leftover.
Yeah, he'd eat it too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the one that tagged you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's really not something to get fretting about.
No, it's a baby.
It's a pinhole. Yeah, but this animal has some great color and will look pretty good as it stacks on some more size. We just need a couple meals. Give the boy a cookie. Where's your
My Xanthic stuff?
You're selling this girl, right?
Yeah.
The straight. Oh, she's in shed.
Yeah, all of them are in shed.
We can try. So this is an SK female that will become available. She is in shed. You can see she's deep in blue. So she's definitely usually brighter than that. Is that yellow belly? I don't think so. The checkering on yellow belly usually is up along the side a little bit more, and that is pretty regular.
Pretty standard.
Yellow belly is usually a little bit more aberrant in regularly or regular. But great pattern, and normally has, you know, fantastic color.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Even though it's in shed.
Yep. So this is one animal. I think it was Mark that was asking about for availability. This is one animal that will be available. This is an OD Extreme. This is from the Mackenzie clutch. I mean, there is a possibility that there's Mackenzie in there, but I can't 100% guarantee that. So it'll be sold as an OD Extreme, which really doesn't look like mom. So more than likely somebody's going to get a freebie. This guy just had enough meals and will become available shortly.
Take care, Chris.
It was Chris that was asking. So, yeah, man, we can have a conversation about some animals. There's definitely in the next week or so going to be a lot of stuff coming up onto Morph Market. So if you want to get in front of those postings, definitely hit me up and I'll get you a list. And thanks for stopping in. It was good to see you again. So yeah, even though this looks like Enchi, there's definitely no Enchi in this mix at all. So that's OD Extreme doing a lot of this melting and adding color, and it's possible Mackenzie. Yeah, can't show that one off. He's definitely in shed. He's in shed. He's in shed. Oh, they're all in shed.
They make great for a video next week.
Yeah, this is Here's a nice little cinnamon orange dream female that is available. Has had her meals and will be making her way to Morph Market in the next day or two. Again, we get down to that tail, like, oh my goodness, the color and the melting is just phenomenal. There are no known hets or pos hets in this pairing that I'm aware of. This girl looks really good. So Orange Dream, Cinnamon. What else are we showing off? I don't know. What do other people want to see? Anybody want to see anything? Oh, well, we can come over to the holdback stuff, I guess. This girl is fantastic. Closely related to the mini clutch, as far as the genetic buildup here. This animal is a Pastel Inchy Leopard Yellow Belly, but also has a dose of fire. So that head, you can see, kind of has a very similar type of pattern on it as that quad platform, but it's definitely way more blushed and white, which is from the fire doing that. And then all this, which would be black, is really a nice soft chocolate color. And then just roll her over, and that's kind of what we're looking at for the yellow belly right along. It's just some checkering. Again, with all this stuff in the mix, it's really hard to tell. I've just, sometimes you look at stuff long enough and you just learn to know what it is and not be able to explain it. But there is something there that definitely tells me it's yellow belly. So, and this is a female. She'll be hanging out here for forever. She is pos het for Desert Ghost and Ghost. So we will be working, hopefully, with one of these animals over here that'll prove out to be a male that we can put back to her and either make really nice hets or prove her out and make some even more crazy Desert Ghost stuff.
Yeah, Dave, no, she's not available. She's definitely a holdback.
Yeah, this whole clutch is all gone. They went pretty quick. I can show this one, same clutch, just so this female, this is a clutch mate. This is an Enchi Fire Yellow Belly. You can see all the flaming coming up, really nice orange colors, lots of cool checkering. And you get that fire head stamp right there on the top. Really bright animal. And again, possible het for Desert Ghost and Ghost. More concerned with the DG side of things, so she'll also see hopefully a male out of there. That'll just be craziness. And if one of those super pastels or the super pastel fire DGs are males, that's just beautiful to put to this stuff. To make Firefly Enchies, Firefly Leopards, Firefly Yellow Bellies. that are all DG. That's, yeah, crazy. Looks good. I don't know. Any requests or anything?
Anybody want to see anything? Anything anybody wants to see?
This is a combo you don't see too often. She has a really cool head stamp. This is a super inchy leopard, possible yellow belly, posset pied. But to throw inchy into everything and have a shot of throwing leopard into stuff and then maybe yellow belly, yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah. And I love all this, like, this dorsal stuff going on here.
Vic's like, I think we're just enjoying everything.
Yeah, I mean, if it's boring, just, you know, holler, let me know. I mean, we can just kind of call it, wrap it up, or whatever.
Mason was like, well, I want to see the Chimera again.
All right. Kind of don't blame you there.
No.
I stand in front of this tub all day long.
Well, when he's not at work.
Yeah. Well, especially when my wife's in Hawaii, because I don't get crap for being up here. So, again, that the head stamp to me is like the basic quad platform. So the pastel inchy leopard yellow belly. You know, the brightness, and you kind of still get like these dots all over the place, and it's almost like a little mini kind of thing going on there. It's just lacking that extra dose of yellow belly. You get some really cool orange right here, which is really like indication of pied. Same on that side. Then we go into a kind of a striped ivory pattern here. So really not a lot going on the sides, just right up top. And then we hit this pied section. We got this orange, it's all checkery. This kind of zigzag going on here is pretty classic for leopard in the pied saddles. And then this side, you know, you got your two stripes. Again, that's classic for leopard in a pied saddle. So those are, to me, visually pied saddles. Then I get down to this section of ivory, and it is definitely like leopard ivory. The first one I think this is like inchy leopard ivory. This one doesn't look as inchy, or it's super inchy, because the super inchy that we saw before was like crazy all over the place. So it's one or the other.
Thanks, Elite. Take care.
Take care, Elite. Thanks for stopping by. And then we go into another pied saddle here. Again, super aberrant. You got a bunch of jagged stuff going on. It's brighter in color, not as dark black. So again, more of that kind of pied zigzag, that leopard stuff going on. Then we go right to this section, which is a super dark, like looks like super inchy leopard kind of thing going on. But then when you get down to the side, there's still some of this ivory purple on the bottom here, and a little bit there. And then that dark black changes to like a chocolate. Dude, this animal is just crazy. Then we go back to ivory, we go back to the chocolate, and then to the dark, and then the ivory, and we kind of finish with a little bit of the dark stuff. I can't wait to see this girl all shed out so that these colors amp up. It's just gonna, yeah, she's gonna be off the chain, like just like stupid crazy. Yeah, I don't really have words for that. I'd run out of adjectives really quickly.
Unreal. Yeah, that's definitely a good word.
Bonkers, ridiculous.
Out of this world.
Mm-hmm. Any of the above or below. Yeah, so definitely, you know, she'll be a breeder for sure to prove her out for pied. Definitely a show piece, no doubt. A marketing piece. Just really something nice and cool to look at.
Thanks, Shannon. Take care.
Take
Have a
care.
good night.
Thanks for swinging in. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm excited about that animal for sure. All right. Screw it. If you're still here, I can't help myself. We're going to look at some clown stuff. So this was a Firefly Het clown to a pastel clown pairing. So the big whopper there, yeah, that's a pastel Het clown. Yeah, we see those all the time. They're all over Morph Market. This one, this is a Firefly Het clown. And if we bring this other one back and we look at their heads, yeah, there's a little difference there.
Whitish, not so white.
So Firefly Het clown. Oh, like I know I sexed the clowns. I don't think that's a boy. Ow!
Boy, and got tagged again.
And he's feisty. So
He's
this,
like, pop out my hemi peens.
yeah. So again, these guys haven't shed yet. Little pinholes.
Dink.
Yeah. So he must have caught me with his mouth wide open. So this here is a fire clown female. So
What's up, Brewer boys?
welcome. Got him, yeah, for sure. Got me. So yeah, nice little fire clown female. She'll be staying here, just to add to the collection and finally have, you know, some more clown stuff that doesn't have pastel in it. My whole clown project is pretty pastel heavy, so this was good to hit a female that'll be here for a minute and just not have to worry about. Almost looks yellow belly-ish on the sides, but there is no yellow belly in the mix at all, so that, at least that I'm aware of.
Right.
Yeah. And this is the male that's going to stay here. This is a Firefly clown. He is in shed. He looks pretty good. I like all the dark that still kind of circles around.
All the light.
Yeah, all the light stuff. And you know, the head still looks pretty badass. And then this guy will be available. This is a Killer Fly clown.
Killer
Fly, Super Fly, whatever. So Killer Super Pastel Fire clown. Just looks utterly fantastic.
As you can see, the head stamp's a little different. So like this one, you get a little bit more of those black dots
And they're
everywhere.
darker, and this is just more kind of blown out. A lot less stuff going on, and the whole dorsal patterning is a lot brighter than what we see over here. And for me, again, with a ton of pastel, yeah, I mean, I have two girls that are super pastel yellow bellies that are het for clown, and you know, to be guaranteed everything super pastel in a clown clutch is kind of rough. So I mean, not that I wouldn't even put this guy to one of the super pastels. That's just too much pastel going around for me. I want to kind of get some other genes in there, but this guy will stay here. This one, once he eats, will be up on Morph Market. So that's the clown clutch. Oh man, I'm done, bro.
That was a bunch of snakes.
That's a lot of snakes, and we got work in the morning.
Yeah, we do got work in the morning.
Unfortunately, the COVID hasn't been nice to us. The COVID has been awful.
A final look at everybody here.
That's crazy. That's definitely DG. All day long.
All right, everyone.
Yay.
So, recorded video next week, unless we decide to just say heck with it and just go live.
Nah, it'll be a recorded video next week. I haven't put together something like that in a while, so
Yeah.
that'll be easier to do.
And
So we'll probably shoot it as soon as those guys shed and then get it posted. It probably won't make Tuesday. Well, it might make Tuesday.
yeah.
It might make Tuesday. So we'll see. We'll see how many animals we can, squeeze into that video.
And then our next cutting is July 20th, which was a pastel lesser yellow belly to a mahogany albino.
Yeah, so some dark stuff to some light stuff. We'll see what happens.
Yep. and then we start to follow a lot of that with a lot more cuttings. So.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple more.
Yeah, we got
one or two more clown clutches. One more clown clutch for sure.
You got 2 more clown clutches. 1 more this month, so the 25th.
Yep, and that's so 2 more. So that's a super pastel yellow belly het clown to a
pastel clown.
So there should be some yellow belly clowns in there, some super pastel stuff. Yeah, so that ought to be pretty decent.
Yeah, so we got 3 cuttings left for the month. So the mahogany albino, the pastel clown, and then our reduced pattern normal back to dad to see if that is something.
And dad's a jigsaw. So jigsaw to, and we believe dad to be potentially carrying a reducing gene.
Yep.
So the girl that he's going to is his daughter, and we'll see if we can get a super expression from that pairing. So maybe.
And the same night we do that clutch, that's the ivory also. So.
Oh, so yeah, nice. So the ivory het pied was paired to a GHI leopard, which has all the screaming markers to be het pied. Now he has produced the butter extreme clutch, and there's ringers and pied markers all over the place over there. So I'm pretty confident he's going to prove out. So we should definitely see some, GHI yellow belly pieds, yellow belly pieds, leopard yellow belly pieds, and maybe a GHI leopard yellow belly pied. That would be nutso.
And that clutch has got 8 eggs for chances. So
yeah, so there's a lot, even more chances than here. If we hit the same odds that we hit here, daddy's gonna win shop. So with all that said, thank you guys very much for sticking with us through this whole thing. And showing up week in and week out. We really, really appreciate it. Don't forget, I'm going to close this out, and sometime tomorrow this video is going to post up. Go to that video, make a comment, like the video, and we're going to do a random drawing, and we're going to send somebody a t-shirt, because there's definitely at least 3 Desert Ghosts in this clutch. So with that said, thank you guys again, and we'll see y'all on the next video.
Peace.